The first desktop PC I ever put together for myself was back in 2012, so over 10 years ago now, and it was inside of the white Corsair 600T. White chassis weren't really popular, not nearly as popular back then as they are today, but I remember falling in love with them pretty much since day one. And I've been a huge fan of white builds and that white aesthetic ever since. It's one of the many reasons I'm very excited for today's rig, which is going to be a fully whited out system inside of the new Y40 Snow White Edition from Height. I've handpicked all the parts myself to make one of the cleanest builds to ever hit the channel. And once it's done, I'm going to give it away. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to screw with confidence. It's build of the month. Before we continue, this video is brought to you in part by cdkeyoffer.com. So I have 3 desktop PCs that I regularly bounce between, and all of them are running activated copies of Windows from keys that I got on cdkeyoffer.com. I've used many key sites in the past, but CDKeyOffer is the only one I've never had an issue with. I've never had a bad key, I've never had to call customer service, I've never had to email customer support, and I've never had to activate Windows over a phone, which is super fun. Right now you can get a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for around $22, but wait! Add it to your cart, use the 25% discount code BW20 at checkout, and the price drops to just $16.93. Buy Grabthar's hammer, what a savings. To use your new key, just go to your purchased orders from the drop-down menu to view and copy the key once you get there, and then paste that key into the Windows activation page. Voila! You've got an activated OS that's also eligible for a free upgrade to Windows 11. Alternatively, you can skip the upgrade and buy Windows 11 Pro directly using the same code BW20 to snag the OS for around $23. Activate the key using the aforementioned steps and get the full Windows experience easily and affordably. Thanks again to cdkeyoffer.com. Now back to the main video. Alright, before we get to the build, let's talk about specs, which might actually pique your interest more than usual since this PC might end up on your desk. That's right, there will be a giveaway for each build of the month, so everyone has a chance to win one of the dream PCs you'll watch me build in this very series. While the giveaway is worldwide, international winners will receive a $1,000 US cash prize instead of the PC, due to all the costs, complications, and risks of shipping a system overseas. You can enter this month's giveaway by following the link in the description below, and in about 1 week, I will announce the winner on my Twitter page. Huge thanks to all who participate, and best of luck to everyone. Let's get on with the parts though for today's build, starting with the aforementioned Y40 Snow Edition from Height. This case shares the same design as the original Y40, but with an all-new whiteout aesthetic. There is a white version of the Y40, but it sports a black interior, which makes it look completely different from this case. The Snow White Edition is white inside and out, giving it a super clean and minimal appearance that's perfect for a white-themed build. It's got wraparound, clear, tempered glass panels for open views of your system, and plenty of water cooling support, up to a 360 radiator at the top and up to 280 on the side. There's also 2 included 120mm fans, one at the rear and another on the floor of the case, pushing cool air up and through the vented PSU shroud. The case adopts vertical GPU mounting with cards up to 4 slots thick, giving users plenty of room for modern GPUs, and there's even an included PCIe 4 riser cable with an attractive shroud that matches the case color. Our CPU is the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. This is an 8-core, 16-thread CPU that has a max boost up to 5 GHz, and it's using that special 3D V-Cache technology, which helps it deliver insanely good gaming performance. It's equally poised for heavy multi-threaded workloads as well, making it a jack of all trades for work and play. We'll be slotting that into the MSI MPG B650 Edge Wi-Fi. This is actually an attractively priced board for the AM5 platform, with many features to boot, including a robust 17 power phase VRM, DDR5 and PCIe Gen 5 support, Wi-Fi 6E, and a lot more. For system memory, we have 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB DDR5 6000 speed, and cooling the CPU, the NZXT Kraken Elite 360 RGB in white. Height actually recommends using an AIO in the Y40 for optimum thermal performance, making this a perfect fit for the build, as this might very well be the whitest cooler I've ever seen, hardly any black accents that I can tell, plus the large LCD should give us some fun customization options. For storage, we're using a 2TB Corsair MP600 NVMe PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 SSD, and powering the system is an EVGA 1000 watt Supernova GT, fully modular and 80+ gold certified. We'll also be adding some aftermarket cables along with this, including a sleeved kit from Asia Horse and a sleeved 12-volt high-power cable from Sir Lear, which is a brand I've never heard of. Hopefully it's less flammable than the NVIDIA adapter. Our GPU of the hour is a special one, and it's from MSI. It's the RTX 4080 Gaming X Trio in white. White GPUs in the 40 series are few and far between, but I managed to procure this one and I'm glad that I did. It's got a high-performance Tri-Frozer 3 cooler, advanced fan design and airflow control, and the thing's just an absolute beast when it comes to gaming. It'll chew up anything you throw at it and then some. I'm also going to be populating every available fan slot in this chassis using 6 Fantex D3120 fans. These are their brand new fans that they were showing off at Computex earlier this year, and it's my first time using them today. They're daisy chainable, addressable RGB, and they even have reverse models that show off the fan's good side while still moving air in the desired direction. While the last item on this list isn't part of the build itself, it could very well be a great companion to it. This is the Height Canvas Playmat, and it actually says Intense Playmat on the box. How intense is it? I am teeming with curiosity, so we will take a closer look later. But it's an extra large playmat at 900 by 370 millimeters, and it's got a 50 pixel QRGB array that's supposed to look pretty sweet. We'll get to that soon enough, but for now, let's build a computer. All right, the system is complete, and it looks fantastic. But before I had a chance to film any B-roll of the finished build, Hurricane Hillary stopped by my neighborhood and caused multiple leaks in this office, one of which fell directly onto the system for many hours while I was away, causing moisture buildup inside the case and several areas of corrosion on the motherboard, which fortunately was the only casualty. Sorry I don't have more footage of this incident. My priority was to quickly tend to the disaster, not to film it. I overnighted a replacement board, the Asus Prime B650 Plus, as the original MSI board had a much later delivery time. Long story short, the system is now functioning properly with the new motherboard swap, and I am no longer having a panic attack. But anyway, here's the PC in its final form. I think the finished result looks frickin' glorious, like an angel from heaven that can play the harp but still kick your ass. I'm really digging the iceberg GIF that I found for the Kraken Elite LCD. It fits the build so well, it almost looks like it was made for it. The Fantex D30 fans look amazing as well, but their hefty 30mm thickness that I overlooked initially meant we were barely able to squeeze in the rear fan, as it's basically bumping uglies with the radiator fan closest to it. Get a room, you two. Excellent cable management in the Height Y40 though, plenty of room behind the motherboard tray and under the PSU shroud to stash cables and make things nice and tidy. CPU temps on our Ryzen 7800X 3D in a multi-threaded run of Cinebench yielded a max temperature of just 64°C. That's tested, of course, with all the side panels on. In the same test, the CPU brought home a score of 16,456, which actually edged out the first-gen Threadripper 1950X, which has twice as many cores and threads as the 7800X 3D. Not too shabby. On the GPU side, the RTX 4080 from MSI reached a max temp of just 74°C in a 15-minute run of MSI Combustor at 4K. 4080 temps in the mid-70s at 4K is pretty damn impressive and makes the iceberg GIF even more fitting here. As you can see, I've thrown together a makeshift setup for this rig that includes a 4K monitor, peripherals, and the Height Canvas playmat that we saw earlier. Using it firsthand, I'm very impressed with the build quality here. The soft polyester top surface tracks a mouse like it's a stick of butter on a hot stove, and the fused 7-layer mat is also water resistant. If only the PC was too. The edge lighting looks outstanding. It's super bright, even brighter than some of the LEDs in the build, which is crazy for a mouse pad. The 50-pixel QRGB array delivers incredibly rich and vibrant color, and color transitions are perfectly seamless as well. Controlling the canvas is Height's Nexus software, offering a range of preset lighting modes, custom lighting and speeds, the ability to screen mirror content on your display, or have the lighting react to your PC audio. Beyond the canvas, Nexus also supports a growing list of third-party devices as Height continues to develop and update their software. This, combined with the ability to monitor things like CPU and GPU temps, suggest Height's intentions to make Nexus a convenient one-stop ecosystem. Once again, I have outdone myself with this beautiful beast of a rig, and I hope no one enters the giveaway so I can keep it forever. Though that's probably unlikely. But let me know what you guys think of the PC and what kind of theme system you'd like to see in a future episode of Build of the Month. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this one. Have a good one, and I will see y'all in the next video.